Hey everybody, it's Lindsay again. Just wanted to take a few minutes to kind of talk about what's going on with our adoption. On Tuesday, we had our first disclosure meeting, which is where you go and you find out the information about the child that you've been authorized for or matched with based on your home study that the Department of Human Services does. And it didn't go so well. It turns out that we will not be pursuing an adoption with that child after all, which was pretty disappointing. But we've already been notified that there might be another child that we may be eligible for, and we got the information on her today, and it's really hard not to get excited. It's really hard not to idealize a situation when you first see the child's picture, when you read about them, and you try to figure out, could this child be in my heart? Could I have a connection with this child? You feel that tug at your heart, and you think, that you could love them, and you just want to take care of them. But in all actuality, you don't know all their issues yet, and you don't know what their entire personality is like. So it's so hard not to rush to that judgment of, we're probably going to get this one. I made the mistake of doing that with the first one. And now I've learned to try not to get excited, but it's so hard not to get excited when you see that cute little face, when you know that those children out there, they need homes, they need to be loved, they need to be cared for, and it's really a frustrating thing. My husband and I have been going through this adoption journey for about 6 months, 7 months now. We started back in January, and it's actually been pretty quick of a process for us. Most people, it seems to take a lot longer for them to get into the system and to get children matched with them. But we've been lucky. We have a great social worker, and it's really one of those situations that it's very emotional. It's a roller coaster, really. You start out by getting approved for adoption, filling out the state application, and then you go after they approve you and you get someone to come do a home study, which is where they talk to you about your past, and you have to divulge the past of your childhood and any speeding tickets. I mean, just anything in your past that has happened, how you grew up, what kind of family you had, relationships with your siblings, with your parents, just all kinds of information that they want for that. So we did the home study. We finally got that approved. And then shortly after, within about 2 months, I guess, we were notified that we were chosen or authorized for a child. And if we decided to do the disclosure, which we did, and we had the option to say no or to continue with the adoption process, which would be meeting the child and then going on and having overnight visits and different things like that. But we decided not to do that. This one was just one that we knew in our hearts it was not right for us. But now we know what to expect, and the challenge is, how do you not get excited? How do you not idealize everything? That tugs at your heartstrings, and you think, oh my gosh, I could finally have a child. This could be my child. And then something happens and you realize that maybe you can't care for them in the way that they need to be cared for. So I just pray for all those children that are in the foster home system that are going through being adopted. I just pray that all those up for adoption get it to be adopted, that they find the families that they need. And there needs to be more families out there that want to take care of these children. And And thank goodness for the foster families that there are that are able to care for these children in the meantime. Sorry if it seems like my camera is moving a lot. I'm holding it in my hand right now. So, but yeah, it's a difficult journey. And the reason that we actually decided to adopt is because I have some health issues that would make it very difficult to have a baby. I suffer from PCOS, or polycystic ovarian syndrome. I also have an autoimmune disease called ankylosing spondylitis, which is extremely painful on my spine and my hips and all my major joints. It's kind of like rheumatoid arthritis, but it only affects the bigger joints in your body, not the smaller joints. So I had that, and then I've had some other things come up because of my weight. I'm diabetic. I have high blood pressure. I've learned that I've had some changes in my heart. The biggest reason I decided to adopt, though, was I do suffer from bipolar depression, and I would have to go off my medication during the entire pregnancy, and that's just not something that I'm willing to do. It's not something that's smart to do. So it was a decision that I had to make, along with my husband, to go ahead and try adoption. So that's just a little bit about the journey right now and where we are. Hopefully we'll be going into another disclosure within the next couple of weeks, and we'll see how it goes. In the meantime, I'll just try to maintain my composure and try not to get too excited about it. But just wanted to give you guys an update about what's going on with that. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them below underneath the video. And you can always find me on Instagram as well. I'm Mrs. Lindsay Ballou on Instagram. So if you want to follow me there, you can do that as well. And I hope you guys have a great night. Bye.